What up, Fight World? Uh, it's the kid Ego. We back, man. I had to do this video real quick. We're gonna talk about some things. Listen, listen. Hi, what up, Jacob? Matthias, what's up? Yo, what's up? Peace. Y'all gotta get that alkaline water. Get your pH balance right. Man, we gotta talk about it. Listen, I just did a live stream not too long ago, and I did a video about Anthony Joshua, and I'm already seeing comments. I've already seen people on my social medias talking about this. So once again, I'm using live stream, new media style, to cancel all that bullshit. So when I drop a video and people, oh, I don't get it, or you Americans are doing this, okay, now we could settle it right here. We got the hot seat, and we could talk about this live, this whole Joshua situation. Listen, this particular stream, and we don't always put limits on the stream. This is really about this Joshua Wilder situation because I'm getting fed up with the fan comments and stuff. So if you want to know who I think Mikey Garcia is going to fight next, or Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, we're not really talking about that. This is really geared and dedicated, this particular stream, to the Wilder Joshua and the heavyweight picture, anything surrounding heavyweights, because that's the division that I want to see at its full potential. And it's mostly regarding the Wilder Joshua fight. But if something else we want to talk about, Tyson Fury, that's cool. So just a heads up, that's what we're talking about. I'm not, we gotta simplify because these live streams, people start. So even, listen, even super chats. If you super chat, save your money. Don't super chat and asking about Mikey Garcia or where's Gary Russell been. Listen, this is primarily here to talk about Wilder Joshua, heavyweight division, the heavyweight chat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if we have time, depending on how long and how I feel and how the engagement and stuff, maybe we'll talk about a few other things at the end. But I think that's fair. Some of these streams are like free for all. We talk about whatever. But this, I gotta talk about this situation. Excuse me. And again, this is the detractors are trapped at this point. They're so trapped because no longer are the days where I just do a video and, oh, I disagree with you, Ego. You don't know shit. Okay, now we on live. Now tell me I don't know shit. We'll do the hot seat right now. Smash the like button. All right, Joe, that sounds like a terrible idea. It should be Klitschko versus Wilder first. Klitschko lost his last two fights. He looked horrible versus Tyson Fury. He's 41 years old. He got his head uppercutted back to Ukraine by Anthony Joshua, and now he's retired. So why would Wilder have to fight Klitschko? This is the type of comments that I'm talking about. Shout out to my dude Matthias. He said, love the format, Ego, keep it up. This is listen, this has to be fear from the fans. Why does Wilder have to do everything under the sun and go see the Wicked Witch of the East and all this extra shit? Fight Klitschko, who's retired, who lost 2 times in a row, even though Wilder has sparred him in the past. Why does he have to do all of this? But Gerald Big Baby Miller, his name was mentioned by Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, and he also has promoted Gerald Miller as of late. And when Eddie Hearn says, hey, we may face Gerald Miller, he don't gotta fight Klitschko first. He don't have to sell out a stadium first. He don't have to clip his nose hairs or whatever, all these prerequisites that Wilder has to do as a champion. Listen, If you come here with the silly shit, especially how I'm feeling, you see me, they said don't start a war unless I got my money right. I got the army fatigues. I'm ready for battle. Ego Army ready for battle. Pensacola, we talk tonight. The West Side, we talk tonight. I'm not here for the dumb shit. Why does Wilder have to fight Klitschko? Why Carlos Takam didn't have to fight Klitschko? Gerald Miller, right? Joseph Parker. Why didn't Joseph Parker has never fought a guy like Wilder or Klitschko? We talk tonight. Shout out, we got a shooter in the building, J-Dog. Listen, this is how you know the fans that are scared, period, because fear is the only thing that I know. That's the only like ingredient. It's the only like sense that we're blessed with that makes people say and do these types of things. Everybody else under the sun gets a Joshua fight in the heavyweight division with little to no strife. But Wilder, a champion who's clearly gunning for Joshua, who clearly wants to fight Joshua, win, lose, or draw, he got to do everything else. Like, he has to go through this detailed checklist of what he got to do to get the approval or clearance. That's fear. The fans are feared. Let's get it. Now, in case you didn't check out my last video or didn't hear the last live stream, and that's why we're formatting it like this, so I could focus in on what matters. Again, if you guys want to talk about Lamont Peterson, where does he go from here after aerospace? This is not the stream for you. We're talking about Wilder and Joshua particularly, maybe some other elements of the heavyweight division, but mostly as it pertains to Wilder. Joshua Parker, Anthony Joshua, hold on, let me turn it down. Anthony Joshua only interested in fights and not hype from Deontay Wilder, right? And he, in this article, he says he does not prefer, stop being lazy. Who's being lazy? In this article, in interview, Joshua says he does not prefer that Wilder jump in the ring after, even if he beats Joseph Parker and unifies, and even though Wilder's gonna be in attendance on press row or next to the Sky Sports table or whatever, he don't want Wilder to get in the ring because that's just unnecessary hype. Listen, hype is what sells fights. So I totally disagree with Anthony Joshua because, like, what if the fans aren't hyped? Have you ever seen a good fight, a fight that's truly good, but the build-up sucks? And people are like, man, what's up with Crawford Horn? That's a good fight. Why haven't I heard anything? Or Canelo Triple G won. Why haven't I heard anything? I forgot the fight is happening in May. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what Joshua's even talking about, right? In terms of like, oh, the hype, I don't do hype, fake hype. Like, see, and this is the thing that I kind of seen with Joshua, and this is, I'm not throwing shade, I'm just being real. Joshua seems to be teetering between almost two personality types. Like, in terms of 90% of the time, it's a business first. I work with Under Armour and Beats by Dre, and I'm all about my business. I want to get $1 billion. There's a certain way you have to negotiate, fight. It's mad. It's mad. People who are trash talking, they're cluttering up the sport, and it's mad to do this and that, right? That's one. That's how Joshua more often than not is. Business first, cool, calm, collected, joke with his team, jovial. But there's an etiquette. That's a good word. An etiquette between making fights. Like, oh, I like the preparation and the pre-fight stuff with Klitschko. He was a professional through in and throughout. We did this stuff. It wasn't on Twitter. We did it behind the scenes. Boom, boom, boom. This is the heavyweight division. This is the big boy division. None of that matters because just so you know, for Joshua, if he sees this, or anybody, not everyone thinks like that. Not everyone thinks like you, right? I guarantee you this. You can't control these other grown-ass heavyweights. So if you and Klitschko elected to be professional, debonair, eloquent, sophisticated, civilized, That's cool. That's how you guys act. But when Klitschko ass fought Tyson Fury dressed up like Batman, Bruce Wayne, The Dark Knight, the people of Gotham. No, not everything. That man dressed up like fucking Batman. That wasn't civilized. That wasn't this distinguished, like, proper etiquette and attitude. The motherfucker dressed like Batman. Christian Bale, George Clooney, horrible Batman, by the way. Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, he dressed up as Batman. So if you ever fight in a domestic fight, Tyson Fury, from everything I've seen about Tyson Fury, you're not gonna get this Klitschko type of professionalism with Tyson Fury, if that's what we're calling it. If we're separating by everyone who does the yelling on Twitter and social media, Twitter fingers or whatever, because like I said, Tyson Fury dressed up like fucking Batman in the press conference for Klitschko, and even had a Joker. I don't even know who played Joker. I don't think it was Huey Fury and all that. So I don't even know who, but he had somebody running through the press conference like Joker. He was dressed like Batman. He was doing all the theatrics. He even said, and it was funny because it was a play off words. He says, this clit's getting licked. Talking about basically calling Klitschko a clitoris. This clit's about to get licked. So you can forget about it. And see, this is the thing I don't understand. Joshua keeps acting like Wilder. Okay, I get it. He's American. Tyson Fury's domesticated or whatever. But Team Joshua has entertained several times. Just type in Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury in your search engine. He's entertained a Tyson Fury fight. So what's so drastically different about Tyson Fury, how he talks shit and how he builds up the fights and how he goes on Twitter calling you names and you call Tyson Fury a fat fuck, versus Wilder? You know what I'm saying? But you've entertained, you're not saying, like, again, why is hey, that right hand is striking fear in the hearts of men. For whoever that man is, whether it's the fighter, whether it's the promoter, somebody, that vibranium in that right hand, because it seems to me that Wilder has to jump through hoops and hurdles and go through all these loopholes to get this fight, and or to even be mentioned, to be worthy of the fight. And like, oh, he's on Twitter. That's not the way business is conducted. Well, Tyson Fury was on coke. That's not the way a professional athlete should behave. And Team Joshua has insisted on, we'll take that fight in a heartbeat. Tyson Fury. Why? So why does he get to act how he acts in his natural habitat? But when it comes to Wilder, shout out to Omar, what's good? When it comes to Wilder, it's like, oh, he's not being professional. But Tyson Fury doing coke as a professional and getting caught with it and then being on the sideline for 2 years and dressing up like the Dark Knight, Batman? No, not everything. Words! Like, that's professional. But once again, Wilder gotta build his profile. Wilder gotta fight in the UK versus Dillian White. Gerald Miller don't have to do none of that. He don't have to do nothing. And his name is being linked. Will he get the Joshua fight? We will find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. But his name is at least being mentioned by the promoter with no stipulations. No, like, Wilder's crazy. He wants this amount of money. We 80% sure. They're just saying, hey, if Gerald Miller looks good, he's a candidate. But when it comes to Wilder, maybe it's that vibranium. There's all these prerequisites and it's classless and don't jump in the ring. Why? You can't, that's what I'm saying, it's the heavyweight division. You can't control another 230, 250 pound man, what they do. And you should want him to jump in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, as long, it's not like he's gonna bring a pistol in the thing and like start, hey son, pull up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Wilder's going in there to lose his bag. He's trying to get the bag with Joshua. He's not gonna just, I don't think, like take off and dex on national TV and pay-per-view and Showtime and stuff. So, I mean, it's just, this is crazy to me. Crazy. Hey, you know what? Hey, let's get to 100 likes, but I'm gonna tell you this. The worst part about it too, and I'm trying to like, I really fuck with Joshua. Pause. I like Joshua, but I'm also a realist, and that's what I give you on my channel. I'm gonna tell you this. The one thing is if Joseph Parker upsets Joshua, that's going to be terrible. Not just for the fact that you have a loss now, but it's going to be terrible because you lose to Joseph Parker, which is already in itself a setback. But losing to Parker, plus the behavior that we've seen from Team Joshua about not really looking like they're sold on fighting Wilder next, plus losing, that is no bueno, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's already bad enough of losing all your titles and no longer being undefeated. But then that plus this type of behavior where people are like, man, hey, does AJ want to fight Wilder? I don't think that's good. All right, Antonio don't know shit about boxing. He says, man, you tripping. Parker definitely has a chance. When did I just said, what if Parker upset AJ? So once again, you guys need to open your ears and understand what's being said. I never said Parker has absolutely no chance. So that's that. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Why can't Wilder get in the ring? Like, that's like, listen, if you're a fan of wrestling more so than anything, and you like Stone Cold Steve Austin, I used to watch wrestling like the old school. I don't know about these new cats and shit, but the old shit, the Attitude Era, and even before that, like Jake the Snake and shit. But if you're a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, which I was a huge fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then he gets in the ring with Hulk Hogan or Goldberg or The Rock, that shit is dope. No matter what the outcome of the match is, like say Stone Cold and The Rock, they do WrestleMania or some shit. Despite anything else, the build-up that the WWEs and the storylines where you get to see The Rock and Stone Cold just mugging each other, grilling each other before that, I mean, that's part of the hype. So I disagree with Joshua because a lot of boys grow up watching wrestling and shit like that, and the WWE is famous for that. Like, just even little part, like I peeped the game. Just hearing Stone Cold's music, when you hear that glass break, when you hear that, you're like, oh shit. And then he's walking, and that's the bottom line. And right when you hear that glass break, you know it's on. You know what I'm saying? And just that alone, everyone knew what was about to go down. You know what I mean? So the hype is what sells these fights. Mayweather, listen, real boxing fans knew, like boxing fans, not casual, real boxing fans knew that Maidana versus Floyd would probably be a tough fight for Floyd, right? Tougher than Conor McGregor, right? Yet Conor McGregor and Floyd outsold Maidana. You know why? Because they lured in a bunch of casual fans who are surface area fans, maybe not even fans of boxing. They're two different markets, the UFC fans, casual fans, and that's why it did better. It wasn't that Floyd Mayweather and Conor was this great fight that the fight was cool. Let me take that back. But I'm saying before the fight, it wasn't that most people gave Conor a real big chance to outbox Floyd. It's the fact that it was different. It was a clash of two worlds, a hybrid, if you will. But they didn't have the same viewership in Floyd Mayweather versus Maidana 1 because it's just a different market that it reached. So hype absolutely sells because Conor McGregor and Floyd did just that, and they hyped up the fight, yelling at each other, and I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. You're 40-year-old with a backpack, you can't even read. Like, doing all that theatrics, that's what sold the fight. And then, of course, there's some people that just like a good fight, wanted to see it, maybe thought Conor had a chance. But Joshua was saying kind of the opposite. He's saying, I don't want the hype. Listen how ridiculous that statement is. Yo, we're almost to 100 likes. Smash the like button, people. Shout out to Sky Sports. Listen how ridiculous that sounds. With Wilder, I'm just not into the hype. If he wants to come over, get in the ring and all that stuff, I just prefer it if he had a fight in place to talk about, because if not, it's just hype. And okay, this is the other thing I don't understand about this whole Team Joshua thing, is the A side is Team Joshua. They've done the greater numbers. They have a Klitschko on their resume. They've done 90,000. They're superstars, right? Cool. Wilder's up in his profile, all that. Why does the A side keep saying, "Oh, he needs to have a deal in place," as if it's up to the B side to create this deal? Like, I don't understand this talk. And Joshua has said stuff like this in the past. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that it sounds like the B side is the one who is in charge of, like, ain't nobody told Floyd Mayweather what to do. And since he's been Money Mayweather, you either take Floyd's offer or you pass up on it. Maybe you counter it. And if they don't accept your counter, then you don't get the fight. So it's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's what a lot of boxing fans I notice do. They'll want to have their cake and eat it too, right? They'll say something like, Wilder's the B side. Okay, I agree with you. He's the B side in this particular equation. But then Joshua will do an interview on IFL TV or Sky Sports, and he's like, "Oh, Wilder he didn't send me a contract. His team never sent me a contract." Or, "Don't jump in the ring because that's just hype. I prefer it if he has a deal in place." Why is it up to the B side to have a deal in place? So the boxing fans already, again, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say Wilder's the A or the B side, AJ's the A side, and then everybody agrees with you. But then you're expecting Wilder, the B side, to present the A side with the contract. When does this happen? When does this happen in boxing? Just read it again. I listen to what people say. And if they didn't want to say it like that, they could have worded it different. It says, with Deontay Wilder, I'm just not into the hype. If Wilder wants to come over, get in the ring and all that stuff, I just prefer if he, can you guys see that? I just prefer if he had a fight in place. So once again, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. You can't. Everybody agrees that AJ is the A side in the equation, even Wilder's team. But then you say don't jump in the ring because it's hype and just theatrics. I just prefer if he had a fight contract in place. Why is it if you're the A side? Again, Maidana can't tell Floyd shit about what happens, how much the purse split is. Maidana ain't sending Floyd nothing when they were negotiating the fight. The only thing he's sending back is the copy of the contract signed and dated. That's what the B side does. Read over it with you and your lawyer. Read over it and make sure it suits your client's needs or whatever, and you send it back with the signature, fetcha, you know what I mean, date and shit. So I don't understand why the established A side. That's what I'm saying. Joshua, Eddie Hearn, like, just peep, study while be mad. Study what people say. Eddie Hearn has done several interviews, where he specifically said that we have to overpay Wilder, or all these guys, we have to pay them 7 times, 1 million times more than what they're worth, and we're always overpaying guys because AJ's a huge star, or hey, I'm in New York and y'all motherfuckers are Americans and don't even know who Deontay Wilder is, and Joshua can't even go to the local grocery store in London without being spotted. We get it. You got to overpay people. You're paying them 7 times more than what they're worth. Joshua can't go down the street without being recognized and getting autographs and stuff. So once again, my question is this. You drill that into the minds of the public that Joshua's the A side. Fine, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. Why would you be reliant on the B side sending you the contract? Hey, I ain't heard from Wilder's teams since December. They ain't sending me no contract. So we chose Joseph Parker. If you want to fight him, You send the contract as the A side, which you definitely let us know you were. What aren't you guys understanding about this? You guys let us know you're the A side. We get it. So since when does the A side receive orders or a contract from the B side? It's just it's looking shaky, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's looking shaky. That somebody make that make sense. Make that make sense. Omar says, Ego, do you really think Wilder can win? It doesn't matter what I think. Show me that he can't win. Y'all ask crazy questions or stuff that don't have nothing. I don't care if he wins. I don't care if he loses. I want to see it. I'm a boxing fan. Oh, do you really think he can win? It don't matter. Show me that he really can't win. And if you show me that, much props to Joshua. Crazy. But again, can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't talk about like, oh, we the A side. Drill that into public perception, which is true. Joshua is the A side when it comes to Wilder. Just like Wilder, if you fight Spilka, Wilder would be the A side in that equation. If Spilka fought Joshua, Joshua would be the A side. It's very easy. Under most circumstances, very easy to say who's the A side and who's the B side. Under most circumstances. So once we establish that, why are we waiting? Oh, Wilder shouldn't jump in the ring unless he has a contract. Why would he have a contract for you? Like, I'm not understanding. And if you want the fight as bad as him and you're the A side, then you're the one that really can make the moves. You know what I'm saying? You're the one that can send him a contract. Say, hey, we offered you 40%. You can get this much of the pay-per-view. We're going to fight in my backyard, but that's because I'm risking my 4 titles if he beats Joseph Parker. Won't. I think it's a fair split. I got more belts. I'm more popular. 60-40. This much of the back end. This is how we're going to promote it. I'll walk out second. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. The other thing, we're going to go through some of the, we're going to go through a lot of what the fans are saying and shit. You know what I mean? Fans are saying crazy shit. Like, listen, can we, Ego Army, smash the like button. Let's just dead this right now. Stop comparing careers, meaning comparing different people and how they got to the bag, how they got to where they're at now. You know what I'm saying? Stop comparing that. Because that in boxing, everybody gets like, okay, for example, Marcos Maidana was a poor kid from Argentina. He used to be in gangs. You see, he even have a pistol tattooed on his side. Fact, right? He used to be in gangs, get in trouble, street fights, all that shit, right? But fast forward to the future, he did enough of the right things, was willing to fight challenges, Victor Ortiz, Amir Khan, blah, 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 beat Broner. And then fast forward to the future, he got 2 Floyd paydays. So that was his particular journey to get to Floyd. Conor McGregor didn't have to do what Maidana had to do. Maidana had to upset people that were supposed to beat him, like Broner, Victor Ortiz, and stuff like that. He had to go through losses with Devin Alexander, losses to Amir Khan, and all that to get to the bag. But guess what? In the end, they still got to fight Floyd. They still had the opportunity. So by us like comparing careers, that doesn't even make sense. But this is what they do. Oh, but Wilder has 40 fights. Joshua only has 20. Who cares? Joshua is in a different region, a different market, had a different promoter, and had a different ticket to where he's at now. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. It matters what happens currently if you guys are both perceived at the same level. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be one thing if Deontay Wilder was 40 fights in and he wasn't considered one of the top 3, top 2, maybe number 1 heavyweight. Then that might matter. Because, okay, you got 40 fights and you still rank number 100. But he's clearly one of the best, if not the best, in the heavyweight division. And the only reason I say one of is because they have to fight for us to see. You know what I mean? They do the same thing with Lomachenko. They'll say, oh, but where was Floyd Mayweather at in his 11th fight? Lomachenko's fighting Rigondeaux. Who cares? Where's Floyd at right now? Who has more money in their bank account, Floyd or Lomachenko? So you can't compare people's struggles and what, you know what I'm saying? Like how they got to where they're at. It matters where you're at, not where you're from, in the sense of like if let's say I got became a millionaire off YouTube, and I'm in the same establishments as somebody who inherit like Donald Trump's son, and they inherited money. It doesn't matter. I'm still at the same spot you're at. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Or even here's an accurate. I took some college, but I didn't graduate no journalism, get no journalism degree or whatever. In journalism, I didn't get a degree in journalism, right? I didn't even go to college for journalism, to be honest. But who cares if at the end of the day, I'm still covering the same fight you're still covering, and people know me, and I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, oh, but Ego didn't get a journalism degree. No, but do you think when I cover boxing, do you think anyone asked me for my journalism degree? Like, what makes you qualified? Where's your journalism degree? They don't give a fuck. They like, okay, this dude, he's on point. His predictions be coming right, or his assessments, his breakdown. They don't care about no journalism degree. Just like Paulie Malignaggi, I don't know his educational background. I just know the motherfucker's smart when it comes to boxing. Same thing with Roy Jones. You know what I mean? So people always try to compare, oh, but Wilder has 40 fights and look at what Joshua did in 20. It don't matter. Bottom line is they're considered the number one or two, depending on where you put them, of today's current heavyweights. It don't matter how they got there. They're here now. Just like when Canelo he had one less fight than Floyd Mayweather when they fought, if I'm not mistaken. Floyd had like 45 fights and Canelo had like 44. But Canelo had done whatever he needed to do to get to the position where he fought Floyd. Simple as that. Bottom line is Wilder had his own course. He had to fight in Cancun, Mexico. He had to fight a bunch of whoever to get to his 40-0. Joshua fought whoever, but they're being mentioned in the same breath right now, in the here and now. Yeah, 200 thumbs up is a mandatory. Once again, fear. Fear is stronger than love. Always remember that. And it sounds like a bunch of fearful fans. You know what? We're going to start doing Boxing Ego Fear Factor. I'm going to have a Fear Factor. We're going to do Fear Factor with the hot seat. You know what I mean? It's just, what does any of this have to do with it? Wilder has 40 fights. Okay, well, within his 40 fights, he now has a belt, and now people want to see him fight Joshua. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when people bring up someone's amateur. Okay, Luis Ortiz, I just showed you earlier on the last stream. They said his record was about 343 wins, 19 losses as an amateur. Wilder didn't have that many amateur fights, but he still beat Luis Ortiz when they did fight. So it didn't really matter. You get what I'm saying? The bottom line is they're both at the point in the career where people want to see Wilder Ortiz. It did good numbers. Luis Ortiz's pedigree and background, that got him to the point. Wilder had to learn on the job, that got him to the point. But they fought, and then that's it. So people bring up a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to Joshua and Wilder fighting. Where are all these prerequisites for everyone else Joshua fights? I never hear anyone go look at the videos, study the tape, study why I would be mad. Go look at the video where Eddie Hearn, I challenge you guys to this. Go to the videos where Eddie Hearn is saying, hey, we might fight Gerald Big Baby Miller if Joshua beats Parker and Miller looks good. And then go look in the comment section and tell me how many of these same screen names that are like trying to get in the way of Wilder Joshua are saying, no, Gerald Miller, he ain't proven enough. Tell him to go fight Dillian White. He hasn't sold out a stadium. They're not saying that. I'm talking about the same people. A lot of people, they're not switching out like some people do it, but most of you guys have one username and you comment throughout YouTube. unless you come to my channel and get blocked or something. Then you start making a bunch of fake accounts. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's getting crazy in the sport of boxing. But like I said, the walls are closing in with this whole situation. And what happens in obviously the Joshua Parker fight is the ultimate ripple in the pond. But beyond that, if they get past Parker, who they decide to fight next is going to tell us everything we need to know. See, Kennedy is be killing y'all in the comment section. He said Manny Pacquiao's first 40 fights were all Uber drivers and milkmen. But that's what I'm saying. Different fighters have different, like, the bottom line is Pacquiao whooped on an Olympic gold medalist at that time. So he had to go through learning on the job and fighting all these lesser than Oscar De La Hoya type of people to get to the point where he can show enough to beat Barrera and beat Eric Morales, or lose to him and then beat him twice and then get the De La Hoya fight. But what happens when he met with De La Hoya, an Olympic gold medalist, he beat him, coming up from 2 weight classes under. So, you know what I'm saying? The bottom line is Joshua versus Wilder. It don't matter that Wilder has 40 fights. It matters that he's regarded as possibly the best guy at the division. It matters that Joshua is regarded as possibly the best of the division. It matters that they're both undefeated. It matters that they both have very comparable resumes. I challenge anybody, aside from the number of fights, I'm not talking about the numbers, but if you take the best names that Joshua has beaten and you take the best names that Wilder has beaten, since Wilder just beat Luis Ortiz, they have very comparable resumes as far as I'm concerned. The only difference is it took Wilder more fights to get those names. But again, I'm not really concerned with that because in the here and now, they are considered as the best, you know what I'm saying? And another reason I'm not concerned is because everyone has a different journey to the bag, you know what I mean? Period. If it was AJ with 40 bones and Wilder had the Olympic gold, then you'd be saying the same thing as people supporting. All right, step in the hot seat. I'm not playing games with you. See, these young boys can't beat me. I chose to be the bad guy. Doc's World, see, this is the perfect example of a man fan because he's gonna make up his own narrative. He's gonna make up his own reality. His comment says, Doc's World, if it was Anthony Joshua with 40 bones and Wilder with the Olympic gold, you'd be saying the same thing as people supporting AJ. So how is that your point of view? How you know what I would be saying in an imaginary make-believe situation that you just totally made up? You're a man fan. Oh, see, this is what they have to do. I'm talking about facts. I'm talking about what Eddie Hearn said, Joshua said, Wilder said, and putting my spin on that based on what they're saying. What you just said was some bullshit because you just made up your own narrative and then attached me to it. That's the difference. So now you're in the hot seat. Now, how do you know what would happen in a whole different fantasy world that you just made up? All right, strike one. He said, ha ha ha, sup, George. Don't have no side conversations. None of that matters unless you make it out of the hot seat. So, sup, George, that don't have nothing to do with it. Strike one. So how do you know what I would do in a make-believe world that you just made up? Oh, but if Wilder got the gold medal and AJ had to fight a guy in King, that's not what happened. I'm new to the hot seat. Well, you're gonna learn real quick. The hot seat is when you say stupid shit, you get called out on it, now you have to fight your way out of it. Oh, in fighting your way out of it, you just have to explain what you said. So explain how you know how I would react on a situation that is not even a reality. Oh, had that have been Anthony Joshua, it's not him. Not really anything to say about it. So you made a statement and you're saying you cannot defend or justify or explain what you said because you said there's nothing to say about it. So how do you know what I would do in a make-believe situation and scenario that you just made up? Oh, but had that have been Anthony Joshua that had the bronze medal and the bronze bomber was the gold bomber, because you a Wilder fan. Okay, I'm a Wilder fan. Cool. and you're in the hot seat. So how do you know, since I'm the Wilder fan, I told you, like Eminem, because I am whatever you say I am. It's obvious from your videos you support Wilder. Once again, you are ducking my question and you're evading the question. Okay, I'm a Wilder fan, I'm a Wilder lover, whatever you want to say. Cool. Now that that's established, explain to me, and you're really on strike 15, but explain to me what you just said. You said, we get it. I'm a Wilder fan, I'm a Wilder lover. Great. That's what you think. Cool. I'll own that. Like I said, Eminem shit. Because I am whatever you say I am. Until you can't beat me in the hot seat, then I revert back to who I really am. So Doc's World, once again, explain to me how you know I would react if Anthony Joshua was a bronze medalist and Wilder had got the gold, which is not a reality. That's not something that's actually happened. Shout out to, see, we got to get to the money. $20 super chat from my dude, Brian, NY. Ego, I always appreciate your work. Shout out from Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, I see you. Hashtag, let's see it. So again, how do you know what I would do in a situation that hasn't happened? Bingo. You know you done fucked up. He says, how can I explain a hypothetical? Is how I think it would go. Key word, how you think I would think, and you don't know me. You don't know, you know previous videos or stuff, but you don't know me. So how you know who I would give credit? You just proved my point. Easy. That's like saying, oh, if it was Triple G that failed with clenbuterol, you would have said he was guilty, but when it came to Canelo, you said that you need more information. How you know what I would say if Triple G failed the test, if he didn't fail the test? You failed the test. He have clenbuterol in his system. Get him out of my kingdom, in the hot seat. I know there's a couple shooters on deck that got an itchy trigger finger. Get this man out of Doc's, whatever, Doc's world. Go back to your own world where you just make shit up. Boom. Shout out to Portia. Another hot seat. You know, I told you, I chose to be the bad guy. Y'all not gonna put these labels on me that he just, you know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up. This is what casual man fins do. They start making up a bunch of shit that, oh, if Golovkin was the one with clenbuterol in his system, you would have did that. How you know what I would do if Golovkin failed with clenbuterol and he didn't fail with clenbuterol? Should be too easy, man. But that's all comes from being a man fan and emotions. I'm not speaking with emotions. Ether. Oh, but if Pacquiao beat Floyd, you wouldn't be saying this. He didn't beat Floyd, so what are we talking about? Talk about facts. Talk about Danny, champ of the world. Talk to me about facts. Talk to me about Danny. Talk to me about Danny, champ of the world. Don't talk about no gosh darn Lucas Mati. Like, talk about Danny. The fuck? Man, we catching bodies. Yes, I look like Craig David. Cool. Like, who are you dudes? You look like Craig David. Okay, I'm Craig David. Tuesday, we can get it. Wednesday. Okay, I'm from the UK. I'm Craig David. Great. You judging another man on his looks. See, at least I get bitches because y'all compare me to R&B singers. So that means I'm R&B smooth. So it's not even that bad. But why are men judging men? That's what I really need to know. You look like Craig David. I had a crush on him when I was in middle school. You fucking Craig David looking motherfucker. Okay, I'm Craig David. Great. Super sus. Let's talk about Wilder Joshua instead of who I look like. Fucking weirdos, man. Yeah, I definitely don't look like Craig Mack. You sound stupid. And you disrespect someone who just passed away. So I guess that's what you do. This new generation is weirdos, man. Y'all with them skinny jeans and rainbow hair and all that. Y'all hella sus, man. But anyway, back to Wilder, because I'm not trying to... We just worried about giving back to the boxing community and getting our points across. The walls are closing in with this whole situation, man. I think someone already got Carlos out of here. That's crazy, man. I'm trying to talk boxing. They trying to talk about me. So I guess I must be doing something right too, player. I might be doing something because y'all care more about me than boxing. Some of you, some of yous. Um, Listen, Wilder versus Joshua is a good fight. And see, listen, people, I've been doing this too long. Why does it always revert back to, oh, you must be American. You must love Wilder. I just can't love boxing. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, shooters, get this Carlos dude out of here. I thought he got out of here. Get Carlos out of here. People are keep complaining. Wow. See, shout out to the Shmoney Gang, Ego Army. Y'all see it. The man Derek Kills just dropped a bomb on the channel. This is why they hate people. He dropped $75 in the super chat. Wow. Huge donation. It says best boxing channel, period. New media, hashtag let's see it. Salute to you, bro. You the man. Much love. And this is why I'm gonna keep holding it down for y'all, man. Because y'all show me an immense amount of love. I mean, we get some hate, but it's cool. I chose to be the bad guy. So this is why they hate though. But let them tell it, oh, Ego, you suck. Your channel's awful. You're terrible. You bought subscribers. Okay, all that. And YouTube about to send me my little silver play button off of bought subscriptions or subscribers or whatever. This is why they hate. I chose to be the bad guy. This guy says I can't donate from my phone. All good, man. If you see a $sign, it should let you. If not, I'm not sure. But good looking, man. Everybody salute Derek Kills because it's because of him and people like him. This channel is gonna do a whole lot more and a whole lot sooner. I promise you. Hats coming soon. A lot of stuff coming soon. Like shit, my bills is paid. Like I have no credit card debt. My card note is paid. Like we about to be working. I'm gonna try to get some fights, get y'all some coverage. It's just we taking over. Back to this Wilder Joshua situation. It's a good fight. Why do we have to do this? Shout out to my man King Tron, $2 super chat. Most fighters are bums. Stars just separate. Yeah, man, I don't like when people do all that bum extra shit too. But shout out to you for the salute and the super chat. It's just like, why do we have to do that? Like, this is the worst thing about these arguments with Thurman versus Spence or Wilder Joshua is you use what they say against them. It's like, it's that simple. They're like, oh, Anthony Joshua's the A side. Wilder ain't done shit. Okay, fine. Joshua is the A side. I agree with that, actually. But then Joshua will make an interview and he's not supporting what you're saying, or he's asking for Wilder, the B side. We already established Wilder's the B side. So why is the B side sending the A side the contract? When does that happen? When do you get propositioned by the B side? You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that happen. So it's like you can use their own arguments against them, which is crazy. But you notice the pattern. This is what they do. They say stuff like, oh, you must be a Wilder lover. You must be an American. So because I want to see a great fight, I gotta be a Wilder dick sucker and dick rider and dick this and nut clincher and all this extra sus shit. I gotta be all that. I can't just be a fan of boxing. I have to love, oh yeah, you want to give Wilder a back massage, don't you? What? What is that? What, like, I never even said nothing like that. I'm not even talking about the man's look. Y'all talk about my looks more than I talk about Wilder or Joshua's looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you look like Craig David. Right? But I gotta be linked to all this shit, or you must be an American, tee-hee-hee. It's fear. It's fear, people. Fear factor. The fans are fearful. So that's why they're coming up with these cockamamie excuses of why the fight shouldn't happen. But the way it always comes back to burn them, especially if they get it from a promoter. See, this is the thing. The promoter could just say whatever and then have a change of plan or whatever. And they're only doing so many interviews or whatever. But if you in the hot seat here, we got your ass. So you gonna have to explain. So if you want to take what Eddie Hearn said, even if it's inconsistent, and you want to run with that narrative, cool. Eddie Hearn's not here right now for us to like ask him follow-up questions. But you here. So now since you wanna use what other people said or this recycled rhetoric, then you explain it in the hot seat. And it shouldn't be that hard. If you have the credible things that make sense, and I'm willing to learn. That's the thing about it. If somebody has a way of thinking that is legit, it's facts based, it's based on things we can pull up and prove in interviews, I'm willing to learn if there's a different perspective. But the thing is, most of the people that are like, oh, you're sucking Wilder's dick, oh, you love that Bama dick, all that extra shit, y'all not giving me no different perspective. You just saying stupid shit. You sucking that wild dick. You love wild dick. Like, what? That's the level of rhetoric that we get from boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? But if you had a legit like, oh shit, I didn't think about how Joshua beat Vitaly Klitschko and Vladimir Klitschko. So obviously that didn't happen, but I'm just saying, like, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? What y'all talking about? They say Wilder fights bums, then he says he wants AJ, not a bum to them, but now they argue against making it happen. See? New media, fucking ego army, man. Stand up. Listen. Hey, look at my taper is kind of cool. My barber, she got hands. But listen, man. First of all, we got a $20 super chat from Brock JMS. Shout out to you. Salute. Ego Army. We working, people. We working. That is a great point. He just said the comment, and shout out again to the super chat also. Shout out to that comment. He says AJ is not a bum, which is true. No, if you call AJ a bum, then you're a bum, because AJ fights for a living and you work at Target as a janitor, right? So cool. AJ's not a bum. We all agree there. You say Wilder's bum squad and the yell bum squad. Wilder fights bums. He's trying not to fight a bum in AJ, and you're trying to prevent it. What kind of sense does that make? What kind of sense does that make? What kind of sense does that make? So a non-proven bum is a guy who fights bums. Let's say Buffy the Bum Slayer, Deontay Wilder, right? Since y'all like all these kid names, we'll call Deontay Wilder Buffy the Bum Slayer, pause, right? So the Bum Slayer, he wants to fight a non-bum, and you're against it, and you think he has to do more. So just listen to that argument. Yeah, you Buffy the Bum Slayer. Slay some more bums so you could be more worth it for Anthony Joshua fight. So you're not gonna give him credit until he steps up. Then you don't want him to step up. You want the Bum Slayer to keep slaying bums, right? And not fight the non-bum. Since we're using bum talk. And you know me, I'm just using their logic. That's fucking stupid. So if Wilder fights Johan Duhapa, Eric Molina, right? Guys you call bums. And then y'all are telling me he shouldn't fight the non-bum, the champion, the guy who will give him clout and credibility if he can beat him, Anthony Joshua. But he should fight Charles Martin, a guy that Anthony Joshua knocked out. He should fight Dillian White, a guy that Anthony Joshua knocked out. He should fight against Dominic Brazil, a guy that Anthony Joshua knocked out. What kind of sense does that make? You're telling me he should fight three? Okay, just hear me out. If I'm lying, I'm dying. You're saying Deontay Wilder is the bum slayer. So using your logic, he's Buffy the Bum Slayer. Great. You want him to fight Charles Martin, Dominique Brazil, or who did I just say? Dillian White, guys that Joshua already knocked out. But you don't want him to fight the guy that you know is not a bum, that you wouldn't even call a bum. Anthony Joshua. That makes no sense, people. And they know it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what it's like? This is a true story. It didn't happen to me directly, but it happened to my coworker. I used to work at Sears, right? Sears and Roebuck, right? I worked in the hardware, tools, and paint department, in case anybody cares, right? They had this cashier's or whatever, the cash register, right by the front door. They had they actually had some pretty looking girls that worked there. Anyway, this dude came in with counterfeit money. He tried to buy expensive shit with the counterfeit money. But they have counterfeit markers, right? You swipe, you mark the money, and then it'll change colors or whatever if it's counterfeit. You hold it up to the light, you're supposed to be able to detect like holograms and little extra add-ons to see if it's counterfeit. Boom, he bought DeWalt drills, or he's trying to buy him all this with counterfeit money, right? The girl noticed that it looked fake, held it up to the money, seen that it was fake, checked it with the marker exposed that it was fake. And she was like, I can't accept this, sir. This is not real money. This is like, it's showing up as counterfeit. Do you have a debit card or something? We can't pay with this, right? The guy caught on the spot, and it was obviously crooked or whatever. He was trying to get off and pass this fake money. It's not like someone gave it to him, he didn't know. He was a con artist or whatever. He was trying to use it, right? And he was trying to argue with her, knowing the jig is up. He was trying to argue with her about the counterfeit money. Like, oh no, this is real. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, bro, just give it up. Like, you try to use the counterfeit money, didn't work. Your plans were foiled. Probably leave before you get arrested. It makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And this is like the casual way of thinking. Like, you're gonna argue some shit. You know it's not true. You know the shit you're saying doesn't make sense. But just like the dude with the counterfeit, he knew what he was up to, but maybe he was embarrassed or whatever. So he was trying to save face or whatever he was trying to do. He was trying to act like, oh, but this is real. Fucking try it again. You know what I mean? Or people have a fake gift card or debit card. Oh, run it again. But you know you broke. Some people do that when they ain't got no money in their debit card or some shit. And they'll swipe the card and it's like, oh, it's declined. Can you swipe it again? Like, motherfucker, you know you overdrawn in your account. You talking about swipe it again. This shit gonna keep saying decline and keep saying decline. Cause in actuality, you calling Wilder a millionaire a bum, but you're the bum. That's why your account keeps coming back decline. But hey, swipe it again. Are you sure? And they be like trying to rub it off on their jacket or something. It must be the magnetic strip. I think it's the blown on it like it's a fucking Nintendo game. Like, you ain't gonna be able to blow on a fucking debit card and get it to work. There's no money in there, and you know there's no money in there. That's what these casuals do with their argument. You know the shit. You know you ain't got no money in that fucking account. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean it's saying decline? Run it again. What's happening? Then they pull out another card with even less money. Try this one. Motherfucker, just leave. But that's what these casuals do. They know the shit they're saying doesn't make sense. That's why they always get burned up. That's why we have the hot seat. The hot seat exists for dumb motherfuckers like that. Yo, we should really be over 200 likes by now. Smash the like button. Ingrain that, because we working. We working, people. Yeah, I need to get that SNES Mini so I can relive classic games. But yeah, man, this Wilder Joshua thing is crazy. Like, not get in the ring. Like, why? Like, why? That's crazy. Like, and then like the thing is, it's seldom that I totally disagree with when a person says a multitude of things, and I just disagree with like every talking point, like from a professional fighter, not like a casual troll or something. I literally read the interview and I almost disagree with almost everything Joshua was saying. He's saying he don't want to do that hype shit, like it's not real or whatever. But that's what's gonna get you more money for the fight. That's what's gonna get Wilder more money for the fight. Being able to see, like for example, I have never seen Wilder and Joshua take a picture together. I have not seen it. I've like, I've seen pictures of like Klitschko when he sparred with Joshua. So even though before they had the fight, I already knew how they looked next to each other because Joshua was in camp with Klitschko before. So even though Klitschko got in the ring and he was allowed in the ring because the fight was done, right? I already knew what they looked like next to each other. You know what I mean? Like the size up. I've never seen a picture of Wilder and Joshua in the same room, in the same frame, in the same picture. I've seen it with Tyson Fury, two guys who never fought, but I've seen Wilder and Tyson Fury face to face and shit like that. So it would be at the very, instead of what Joshua was calling hype, it would be at least at the very least a great photo op to get people talking like, oh, Wilder was like this and he was throwing up Mississippi, or you know what I'm saying, he was doing this and he pointed like that at Joshua and Joshua had his arms crossed. You know what I mean? It'd at least be that. Someone said, Kennedy says AJ shook. Peace, ego, and family hitting the streets. Be safe out there, people. We just want to see good fights. And I'm the first person to tell you I'm realistic. If Joshua and Wilder fight and become undisputed, you can fight whoever you want. You can fight whoever. Lucas Brown. You can fight Luke Campbell from Two Live Crew. Captain Dick coming, Free Willie. Captain Dick coming. Boom, doom, doom, boom, doom, doom. Big Booty Hall, what it? You can fight Luke Campbell, Two Live Crew. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Big Booty Hall, what it? Boom, doom, 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 doom. Lucas Brown, Luke Campbell, Luke Cage. I don't give a fuck. If you become undisputed, you're entitled to pick probably your next couple of fights, and they could be lighter touches or whatever, because that undisputed shit means something. And realistically speaking, once Joseph Parker is out of the way, if he loses, and then Wilder and Joshua fight, those are the top guys. So there is not going to be anyone that's going to be stand in the way as much. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they can't lose to anybody, but let's say Dillian White beats Lucas Brown and Joshua beats Wilder. Joshua already beat Dillian White. You get what I'm saying? So bottom line, we're down. It's like, it almost has been like a Super Six over the last couple of years. And we're down to the last couple of guys. Why stop now? Why prolong it? Why jinx it so something else, like, let's say AJ fights Gerald Miller and then Dominic Breazeale and Wilder fight on PBC. What if someone gets injured in their fight? What if someone looks vulnerable or loses their fight? Or like, let's say, this is hypothetical. Let's say Gerald Miller and Joshua fight and Joshua wins, but he wins in a fashion like that's disputed. You know what I mean? Where people are like, nah, Gerald Miller should have won that. That was some bullshit. Now the Wilder-Joshua fight takes a hit because it ended on that note. If someone gets hurt, the Wilder-Joshua fight takes a hit. Obviously, if someone loses flat out or gets knocked out, then that takes a hit. Why chance it? Why chance it? Why? And at the heavyweight division, that's what has me really scared. Like, not all these guys are gonna just be able to keep fighting at heavyweight and not look vulnerable and or not lose. You know what I'm saying? So why chance it by prolonging it and just keep hoping your A side keeps winning to the point where not everyone's Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not gonna argue with comments like that. Someone says, I don't know, Ego. Manny lost to Marquez in the fight with Floyd when it happened was still absolutely huge. So, listen, the reason why that holds no weight is because Floyd Mayweather is the biggest star in boxing. Manny Pacquiao was one of the biggest stars in boxing. So that's why. Joshua and Wilder don't have the accolades, the resume, the style, the household name as that. So you would use the one exception where Marquez stretched Pacquiao and then the fight was still mentioned. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good example because Mayweather and Pacquiao as fighters in general are anomalies. I got a video with the great Sugar Ray Leonard, and he told me that. He says Mayweather and Pacquiao are anomalies, so they can fight when they're 67, and it's still, you know what I mean? It'll still be an interesting match or whatever he was saying, right? But you can't compare that to AJ and Joshua or Keith Thurman, Errol Spence. Like, stop it. Stop it. Oh, yeah, but Pacquiao got knocked out. I mean, that's Pacquiao. But Pacquiao, how many times has he sold over 1 million? Be outside of the Floyd fight. How many times has Wilder been on pay-per-view and sold outside of 1 million? How many times has Joshua been on pay-per-view and did the same numbers? You know what I'm saying? You can't compare that. Mayweather Pacquiao's like a unicorn. Yeah, I mean, you going to, people want to see that regardless. So, yeah, man, I just, and see, this is the other thing I don't understand. Like Joshua, it's like maybe he was serious when he did that interview and he's like, oh, it's like a devil on one shoulder and an angel. I mean, he maybe really got that shit. Maybe he really has an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other because that's how his interviews are seeming. And I'm gonna explain after this super chat. Dr. Mufongo, $5 super chat. Playing devil's advocate, Ego. Doesn't Joshua saying don't get in the ring actually add to the hype? Now the post fight is huge. Reverse psychology. It could. But what if Wilder? We have to see what happens. What if Wilder just gets in the ring regardless, or I don't know. I look at it like this though, and I understand with you playing devil's advocate, but look at it like this. Do you want to be the person? Do you want to be the person who's ever since he dropped his interview saying, "Don't get in the ring," right? Do you want to be that person? Because now people are saying, "Oh, he's scared, he's shook." You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to be that guy. I wouldn't want to be the person. You know what I mean? Who's saying that? I mean, truth be told, you're a fighter. You know how to defend yourself. You know what I mean? There's security. It's not gonna. I've in all my years of watching boxing, I don't think I've seen anything. So I probably wouldn't even talked about that. I'll be like, we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact that you put it out there that you don't want him in the ring, or you don't want him to do that because it's fake hype, that doesn't make you, in my opinion, look great. I mean, just look at what the fans are saying on the videos talking about it. Everyone will be watching though. Yeah, but in the like I said, there's a lot of ways to have people watch you, and you got to decide what. Like Broner, everyone was watching him in the mall get arrested. I mean, but is that what he wants? Is that the publicity he's looking for? Everyone would be watching if Joshua knocked out Joseph Parker and Wilder got in the fucking ring. So again, do you want to be the guy who's saying, "Hey, don't get in the ring"? That's fake hype. So I would rather be if you're trying to create hype, I'd rather him just jump in the ring and not have me did an interview where I'm trying to block him from coming in the ring. If that makes sense. Who the fuck is Arter? Your name Arter? I'm definitely bodying you. Where are you at? All right, Arter says AJ is actually a fucking beast. Wilder didn't really fight anyone remarkable. You're a man fan. You're a man fan, Arter. Jump in the hot seat. Listen. Wilder just fought. See, this is the funny thing about boxing. Is a lot of y'all they say something about a fighter, and even when those sentiments about that fighter no longer should be taken at face value, be taken true as true remarks, right? They still say the shit. Like, okay, if up until Luis Ortiz, you wanted to call Wilder bum squad Wilder, which is still stupid if you really want to be serious. But okay, fine. You call him bum squad and bum squad. He didn't fight no one to your liking. Fine. But when he fought Luis Ortiz, you've seen the game plan Luis Ortiz had, the strategy, how it all played out. You can no longer say that. But once again, this is what these casuals do. They'll still say that. It's funny. They just want to stubbornly cling on to the prior notion, even when it makes them look dumb, even when it's proven that like, okay, Errol Spence, up until the point he fought Bundu, Chris Algieri, I guess if you wanted to, you could say, oh, he ain't really fought no one. But all that's out the window when he goes to Kell Brook's backyard and makes Kell Brook take a knee, and so basically I'm wait and all that. You know what I mean? All that's out the window. But you still pay, oh, Errol Spence still ain't fought no one. He just fought Kell Brook and then Lamont Peterson. So y'all look dumb trying to cling on to those prior notions that you had about these fighters. When Andre Ward, he was dealing with legal trouble and injuries, he was on the sidelines. But even after Dan Goossen, rest in peace, died, even after he had got bought out of the Goossen contract and that issue was no longer void, it was void and no longer in effect, and he was with Rock Nation, and came back and fought Sullivan Barrera and Alexander Brand, you still had people saying that it was inactive Ward. He's about to fight Kovalev. How is he inactive Ward and he's about to fight Kovalev? And he had three fights since that time. But again, Artur, you look crazy talking about, oh, he still didn't fight no one. He just fought Luis Ortiz, who Joshua had opportunities to fight him, and he chose the Klitschko fight, coming off a loss. You know why? Because he's going to make a lot more money with Klitschko, and he probably had, I'm not going to say an easy fight with him, but stylistically, it would have been a fight that could have been difficult for less money. New media running fanboys out the game. Kane, you know that. Hey, why'd you ban Kennedy Linder? He's usually really cool in the comment section. DJ Yo, Kennedy Linder. Why? I don't know why you banned him. He's kind of a regular and he's cool. It said for ego, TGIF means the grind includes Friday. And you know that, man. We working. Like I said, we gonna see. And see, this is me. I don't have to jump all out of my skin and stuff. The pressure is on the AJ side, the UK side, to make the fight, to the ring stuff, all that. So it's not even, it's just a waiting game. I'm gonna wait. I'm going to observe, see what's what, see how Joshua's looking versus Parker, and see what happens next. Why do y'all keep banning Kennedy? He's usually pretty cool. I don't get it. Yeah, Kennedy's normally cool. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know if he's trolling somebody else or what. Why do people feel like they have to tear down one fighter to lift up another? I'm not here to tear down nobody. I'm just calling it how I see with the fights. Shout out to J-Dog, man. Handled that. Reversed that. So I'm just going to wait it out and see what happens. But see, another thing. This is what I'm talking about. Maybe AJ does have that devil on one shoulder, angel on the other shoulder. Because, look, what is the point of this? What is the point of this? What's the point of that interview where you're mocking Wilder's lingo or his accent if you don't want him to get in the ring? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gave Joshua a lot of credit. I was like, oh, that's cool. Made people laugh, got people talking about the fight. But then the very next day after I make the video, he does an interview that gets published, and he's like, yeah, don't get in the ring. That's fake hype. So I was like, what? Why'd you make fun of his voice? Like, I thought y'all was both playing the game now. It's crazy. So like I said, maybe he does have that devil angel conflicting shit. But I thought that was cool that he had a lighthearted jab at what's her name. I'm AJ said, "Don't let anyone fuck with your wave." Well, we're gonna see what happens next versus Parker, and we're gonna see what happens beyond that. Hey, Ego, what up? Listen, last thing I'm gonna say, I gotta rest my voice again because it's starting to hurt from doing all these live streams. Um, last thing I will say is this: a couple months ago, all that bullshit that the fans, the real boxing fans, were saying, once again, that whole argument is dissolved in a matter of months. When people were saying Wilder needs to build up his profile, he needs to fight Dillian White, haha, look at no one in New York knows him, all this shit he needs to accomplish. Guess what? Google, type in Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. That's it. His interview comes up where he says, "Don't jump in the ring." Forbes, Anthony Joshua's Deontay Wilder impersonation adds fuel to the build-up to their inevitable clash. You got a website like Forbes, the Forbes list, right? And they're talking about this fight. Now, the importance of that is because that means people who don't normally cover boxing are checking for it. The Forbes, they're not talking about Scott Quigg and Oscar Valdez. Every time I go to their website or see an article, they're not doing that. All right, one last hot seat. His name is DJ Markey. He says Wilder is bum squad. Explain. Do you explain how he's bum squad and explain, do you want to see Joshua Wilder? Why or why not? All these little kid games come to an end. All right, you said damn right. Now get to explaining. Why is he bum squad? And do you want to see him fight Joshua? See, this shit is too easy. You damn right he bum squad. Where are you at then? Why is he bum squad? And do you want to see him fight Joshua? Everybody, smash the like button. If y'all want to see another dead body, another casket, courtesy of your boy, smash the like button. And can I get a hell yeah? Damn right they should fight. So, once again, you know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up. You just yelled bum squad with a million M's in it, but you said you damn right they should fight. So why do you want to see an Olympic gold medalist who's undefeated, who's about to unify, who shows all the promise in the world, who has power, who looks the part? Why do you want to see him fight Mr. Bum Squad, a guy who's a bum slayer or a guy who beats bums? Why do you want to see that? Exactly. He won't sign the fight unless he gets 59-59. All right, get this man out of here. DJ Markey, he's clearly 59-59. That's not even a real percentage. Get him out of here. That was easy. See, it's all these charades and all that, it's only gonna last so long. Sometimes we take a little bit longer with the dead body, but stuff like that, you're out of here. He didn't want no smoke. He didn't want no real hot seat. James Aina, $2 super chat. Y'all gotta admit, Joshua looking real scary. Laughing my ass off. Hey man, I let the fans pick with, but it's not a good look to me. It's not a good look to me. Like, and like I said, they always, oh, you fucking Americans, you fucking Yanks, you bloody Yanks. They don't have shit to do with Yanks. It doesn't have shit to do with the Yankees. Don't have to do shit to do with anything bloody. None of that. It has something to do with what's right. Like, listen, the walls are closing in, people. And we on the case. What boxing fan, true boxing fan, no matter who you're pulling for, is gonna be like, man, I don't want to see an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I don't want to see no shit. Why I want to see one nigga with all the belts? I don't want to see one person holding every belt. Why they gotta have all the belts? Give to the needy, you know what I'm saying? Like DMX said and all that. Like, who says that? I don't want to see nobody with. They got all the belts. Split them belts up. Had the belt to Tyson Fury, had the belt to Wilder. Who's saying that? And then on top of that, I don't want to see no one with all the belts. I want to see Wilder versus Charles Martin. He don't deserve a chance at all the belts. I want to see AJ fight Gerald Washington or whatever, Gerald Miller. What? You don't want to see someone with all the belts. You want to see them fight guys with no belt. Like, what is this? This is some Twilight Zone shit. No, they stripped him of the Ring magazine belt finally. Tyson Fury. Walls are closing in on this whole situation, so I'm gonna wait it out. I'll see how it all plays out. But damn, this dude has a backup account. Who? Who has a backup account? I don't even know what y'all talking about right now. And you know what the funny thing is? You know what the funny thing is? If y'all want to know what the funny thing is, can I get a hell yeah? And then we out of here. I'm gonna explain what y'all the funny thing is. Clearly it was him. I mean, if people have to, we out here giving back to boxing, keeping the chat alive, keeping shit interesting, making this money, super chats, chilling, trying to give coverage to the fights. I mean, if people want to have 1,000 backup accounts and keep getting blocked, whatever. Listen, y'all put hell yeah, I'm gonna explain what's funny. The funny thing is this. The people, first of all, I said this in the stream yesterday. You honestly can't tell me you would rather be the fan of the fighter who looks like they're getting bullied rather than the person who is being the one who's insistent on making the fight. I don't believe that. I don't believe people, oh yeah, even though Joshua don't want him to get him in the ring, he might fight Gerald Miller, so-and-so, woom, and it looks like Wilder's trying to jump down his throat and he wants to fight, and everything Wilder is saying is consistently pushing for the fight. I'd rather be of the side where it looks like my fighter is getting pressured into something he doesn't want. I don't believe that. Two, people like me, for calling it how I see, they're like, oh, you suck at Wilder's dick, oh, Wilder, dick rider and all that. But you notice I don't act like a fucking baby like these man fans when it comes to, if Tyson Fury jumps in the ring on Wilder, I like that shit. I didn't tell Tyson Fury not to jump in the ring. When Deontay Wilder jumped in the ring on Luis Ortiz, I liked it. I did a post-fight video on both of those. I didn't have a problem with it. I didn't care when Klitschko jumped in the ring on AJ. Canelo and Triple G when Triple G jumped in the ring. I didn't care with none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny because they, you fucking Wilder, you bloody Yanks, you bloody Yank, make chat shit get banged, right? All this shit. But if Joshua, I promise you, this is the funny thing. I promise you, 99% of the people that I've seen or that I know, like my shooters and just Eagle Army, different people who feel the same way on this given subject, if Anthony Joshua came to the Barclays, you feel me? If he came to the Barclays and after Wilder knocked out Bermane Stiverne in one round, or after he knocked out Luis Ortiz, and Anthony Joshua hopped in the ring and he's like, man, what's good? You talking all that shit, mate? It's mad. It's mad. I would be hyped. I'd be hyped as fuck. Even if I was a Deontay Wilder, like diehard radical fan. You know what I'm saying? I would not be mad. I would not be like, oh, look at AJ. He's acting like a hooligan. He needs to be more distinguished. I wouldn't say that. So it's funny how the fans are saying shit like, oh, you fucking bloody Americans, you fucking Yanks, right? And they're acting like there's some like bias. Shit, send all your fighters like from the UK and tell them to hop in the ring. If Kell Brook hopped in the ring on Errol Spence and he was like, oh, basically, I'm gonna fuck you up, I wouldn't be mad at him. That shit would get me hyped because I want to hear how Errol Spence responds to that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta stop this whole witness protection shit that the fans be doing. You know what I mean? Trying to act like, oh, you fucking American. Americans is chill. We chilling. I don't care if listen, I want a UK like Kell Brook come to Dallas, Texas for Errol Spence's next fight and say, I want me fight, I want me do all that. Do whatever Wilder is gonna do versus Luis Ortiz, whatever Wilder is going to do if he is allowed in the ring versus AJ. I want Kell Brook to come like and hop in the ring. You know what I'm saying? that's what I don't understand. People, the funny thing is this, they act like, oh, you fucking Americans. I don't care if a guy from the UK, if he, like I said, if Kell Brook comes to Dallas, right? If he comes to Dallas and Errol Spence knocks out his opponent, whoever he's fighting, knocks out his opponent, and Kell Brook is like, I want a rematch and me waiting, basically, and he hops in the ring. Majority of the Americans that I know are not going to be tripping. They're not, oh, why did Kell Brook do that? I thought he was cordial. I thought he was nicer than that. Ain't no, maybe it's just, like I said, maybe it's just American culture. Americans would be hyped in a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that's the crazy thing about it. Smash the like button. Like I said, maybe it's a cultural thing, but I would not be mad if someone came from an outside and they were being disrespectful, like, fuck America, fuck Dallas, Texas, fuck Errol Spence, and you know what I mean, taking it to, that's something different. But I'm not thinking that Wilder has already proclaimed that he loves the UK, that he got fans in the UK, you know what I'm saying? So as long as he didn't do that, like, you know what I'm saying, do some crazy shit like that, like where he was just like dissing the whole UK. If anything, he's trying to diss Joshua. He's not trying to diss the UK. You know what I mean? Because if he wanted to diss UK, he could have been did it, but he's not saying nothing. He's just like, make the date, mate. You know what I mean? A little quip. That's not dissing the UK. Yeah, so I don't know. When Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis start swinging at the press conference, that shit was entertaining to me. Like I said, it's not, if Kell Brook felt froggish and he jumped in the ring on Errol Spence, majority of Americans wouldn't be mad at Kell Brook. I don't know, maybe we're more ignorant, I don't know. Maybe it's an ignorance thing, I don't know, but I wouldn't be mad. Americans, we like shit like that. And I think Joshua knows the culture, American. I really see him listening to more American music on his Snapchat and on his Instagram than I hear him blaring grime or UK artists. Not saying I never heard him listen to UK artists, so I think he's in tune enough with the culture. So him saying that, oh, it's fake hype, give the fans what they want. Okay, that's what they want. They want that hype. Man, listen, especially for me, because I covered the sport. So if I'm covering Errol Spence's fight and then Kell Brook was like, I want me rematch and me waiting. Basically, I was weight drained and me waiting. And he starts screaming on Errol Spence. I would love that because I'm going to get it on tape. I want to see how Errol Spence responds, etc. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got, and I hate to segregate and say like the UK, but I see a lot of times it's from UK supporters who are like, yeah, Wilder shouldn't get in the ring. Why? Americans versus America. Like, for example, when Daniel Jacobs pulled up on Charlo, I loved that. I loved it from both parties. First of all, Charlo kind of started it because he was like, I'm in the Barclays, what's up? And then Jacob seen him like, oh, what do we have here? I came at the perfect time. And then that side dude came. You came at the perfect goddamn time. You already know, nigga. Like, who are you? So, if Jacobs gets past his next opponent, Charlo gets past his next opponent, Centeno Jr., you don't think that fight would sell, especially since they had that little Barclay hallway running? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all really telling me? So, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's a cultural difference, but in America, we like that shit. Like Eminem said, fuck that, do that shit, shoot that bitch. Can you afford to? Are you that rich? I see that. I guess I am Eminem because that's how I feel. You remember Dr. Dre on that Guilty Conscience? Man, don't do it. It's not worth it to risk it. Fuck that. Do that shit. Shoot that. That's my personal. Like I would be more like, man, Deontay, don't get in that ring. Hell yeah. And then I'd be on the side of, fuck that. Do that shit. Hop in that bitch. Like I'd be on my Eminem shit. Fuck it. Climb in that ring, dog. This is your ring too. You want them belts? Let's see what this thing do. I'll be on my Eminem shit. Or my DMX. Hey, it's me, Mickey. Me, Mickey. I'm on my Eminem Mickey shit. Hey, Deontay, if you watching this, fuck that. Do that shit. Hop in that bitch. Like, I try to see it. I want to see. And like the UK fan, like UK media, y'all don't want to see that. Y'all are at the fight. Y'all could get this on camera. You would get views from it. What are you talking about? No, Wilder, don't do it. It's not worth it to risk it. You're right. I will. Like, man, fuck that. Do that shit. Jump in that bitch. Like, I'm on my Eminem shit. I'm trying to see that. I want to see AJ lock eyes, pause with Deontay Wilder. Hey, I'm trying to see all that. Americans must just like all the smoke and that WWE shit. Because what Joshua is calling hype actually gets me more invested into the fight, to be honest. Like I said, Charlo and Daniel Jacobs is a good fight no matter what. But now they had that running. Oh, for sure. I for sure want to see it now. Listen to Jesse Garcia. Why you? I think you're the same dude that said Wilder versus Klitschko. Now you're trying to say Tyson Fury versus Wilder, winner gets AJ. Fuck that. Why does Wilder have to jump through all these hoops? So in the meantime, Joshua could fight Gerald Miller, who don't have to do shit. He don't have to fight Tyson Fury. He never fought Klitschko. He never fought Wilder. He never fought Joseph Parker. But Wilder got to go through all these last little steps. Man, Jesse, you about to get blocked because you the same dude. I'm almost positive you the same dude that said Wilder versus Klitschko. And now you saying Wilder got to fight Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury just needs to come back in general. You know what I'm saying? But you keep leaving stupid shit, you about to be removed because explain, once again, why Wilder has to do all these extra last little steps. Oh, he needs to fight a relevant, significant name. Okay, he fights Luis Ortiz. People did videos and interviews like, why did Wilder take that fight? That's a dangerous fight. I wouldn't have took that. He's tripping. But then he gets past it. Now he got to fight Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? No. The time is now. Joshua Wilder. And I'm done talking. Thank you guys for tuning in. Super chats. Y'all killing me, Smalls. You killing me. Joshua's a good fighter. He's a talent. We gonna see what he decides to do next. Yeah, okay. If you get past Joseph Parker, we will see what you decide to do next. Wilder already got past his tough test, Luis Ortiz, and that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. So, we'll see. Shout out to everybody. It's been real. Enjoy your Friday. Be safe. Wilder, Joshua, I got my eye on you. Why you over there looking at me? Why these fights standing here? Why you over here looking at me? Wilder, Joshua near. Hey, I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all tripping. Peace, brethren, from Sacramento. Peace out. Yeah, man. Wilder got to go through all these extra little hoops. Oh, fight Joseph Parker even if Joshua beats him. Why he got to go through them steps? Take it easy, bro. Good session. Later, Clint Ego. I'm on Clint Buterol. I'm on Clint Buterol. That's what you telling me, huh? Peace out, man. I holla.